Hey y'all. So another show that I'm really excited about and that I really have been enjoying is Welcome to Derry. It's Welcome to Derry. It from the clown from Stephen King. This show I absolutely love it. I've watched episodes 1 and 2. I think episode 1 is called The Pilot, and the other episode is called episode 2 is called Things Done in the Dark. This show is so good, and these child actors are so amazing, so amazing. I love it, and I love it because it's not just horror; it's like thriller and suspense. Like it's really getting you to think, and it's really like getting in your head. Um, so episode 1, we start off with this character. I know it's gonna go out of order a little bit because I'm going off my memory. But we have the character of Maddie, a little boy named Maddie. He's been missing for about 4 months. At the four at the I don't say forefront, but at the center of the show when it begins is Phil, Theo, Maddie, um, Phil's little sister Susie, Lily, and Ronnie. I can't remember Lily's old friend from school, that little girl. But this show is so good. It starts off with I probably can't remember exactly how it starts off, but pretty much Maddie's character is a little boy who pretty much seems to have lost his way. And I say lost his way is he doesn't seem to have a happy home life. He doesn't have any real friends or anything. And so these two boys, Phil and Theo, they are good friends, but they weren't really good friends with Maddie. Theo felt more guilt about it because he feels as if Maddie being missing has a part to do with them not going to his birthday party, which his Maddie's mama had asked them to come to his birthday party, and she gave them candy for it, but they still ended up not going. So they think that that's well, Theo has that feeling that he feels a bit, what's the word, guilty about it. And Phil is like, bro, it's not our fault. And he's like, you just need to accept that Maddie is possibly dead. And Theo doesn't want to accept that. But what we do see with Maddie, we do see that we saw him, I can't remember this when we first met him, but we see him in a movie theater, and he's like still in a movie. He's watching a movie that he didn't pay for. And so I guess you could say I don't know, matinee clerk. I know that's not a word, but he sees him. He's like, "Hey, you got to get out of here." And so, of course, the little boy Maddie runs out, and so that's when we first get introduced to the young black girl Ronnie. Her daddy, I believe, is like the manager or one of the workers up there, and she works up there with her dad, selling tickets or whatever. So the guy, I guess you could say, ticket patroller or whatever, he comes out and he's like, that boy, he's still in he's not supposed to be in here. And Ronnie's daddy's like, he's just a kid, it's no big deal. And he was like, yeah, and that's when it becomes a bigger problem. So they asked Ronnie, had she seen the little boy, and she said he went a different way, but he really didn't go that way. So it allows Maddie to make it out, even though the little ticket patroller guy sees him. So we then see Maddie like trying to hitch a ride. He's trying to hitch a ride when we find out of Derry. So when he's trying to hitch a ride out of Derry, he gets in a car with his family, and it's a son and a daughter, and the mom and the daddy, and we can tell that something's already off with them. Um, they're very, I can't think of the word right now, but the mama is very Looney Tunish. Is I don't want to say Looney Tunish, but she's just like, yeah, and we're gonna da-da-da-da. They're like, where are you going, son? He was like, anywhere but Derry. So they tell him that they on their way to what, Portland or something. Mind you, they going in the direction of the route that says welcome to Derry. And Maddie picks up on it. He was like, "Hey, I thought you said we were going through so and so." They turn the radio up, and I think Maddie realized like, "Oh shit, I'm in some shit and I can't get out of." So he like, "Just let me out. I'll get out another way. Just let me out." They're not letting this boy out, and the son, everything, every word that they say, he starts spelling it out. You can tell that the sister is aggravated with him, and she kind of has this little, I don't even want to say flirtation, but she kind of just has this little back and forth with Maddie, and her mama already saying that she like hot in the pants, and then daddy gonna turn around to me, "Yep, just like her mama." I'm like, so another thing, from that, we see Maddie trying to get out of the car, and he has a pacifier, and he puts his pacifier in his mouth, and we see that that's like a defense mechanism, not a defense, but like a coping mechanism to help him. Like he's obviously overwhelmed, and the little girl, like it's some liver in there in the car, and we see some, she does something strange. It's like a raw liver. It's not cooked, and she like digs in it, and she like smells the blood, and Maddie picks up on that, and he like, oh hell. But needless to say, the mama is pregnant, and as all of this shit is going on, like the energy is being angst, like it's building up in the car. This baby starts to like push and push out of the mama till like it like rips her open, and it comes out, and it's this damn, like, I don't know, like freak baby that looked like it was supposed to be a twin, because it like he got kind of got like a little like half dead fetus on his side too of it too, and this motherfucker started jumping all around the car. And this little motherfucker started jumping all around the car. They screaming, and you see Maddie. He has the pacifier in his head, and he does like this, and all we see is that there's this big force behind Maddie, and it knocks the window out, and his pacifier goes out. So I think that's to kind of let us know that Maddie got. Um, so we go back to present time, mind you, it's 4 months after this has happened, and of course they're questioning Ronnie's daddy. It's just kind of like they don't know if he did it or not, even though the man didn't do it, but he is a black man at this time, so he is the easiest person to try to pin this on, even though they haven't yet. But so Lily, this is kind of where Lily comes in. Lily Bainbridge, she's one of the main young female characters, and she is already, the way that they're doing Lily, it kind of just, it's a kind of like an overshadow on how young women or little girls or even people who need extra help are just easily cast aside, and anything that they may have or any thought that they may have that's out of the norm, it's like, oh, this little bitch crazy, put a, because she's already been in a facility because her father worked at a plant, and it was a freak accident, and pretty much he got caught in the gears, and his body got, you know, pretty much cut up into pieces. And he worked at a pickle factory, I'm assuming, because they had a little Phil and Phil and Theo, because Phil is the one that talks shit, and he was like, yeah, because her dad was in the pickle jars all over through Vermont or whatever, and Theo was like, bro, stop. No, she wasn't. And so it's like Phil has all of these theories about what the military is doing, because at this time, I think it's what, I can't remember. It's supposed to be the 50s or the 60s, or is it the 40s? I think it's right after World War II. So, okay. Yeah, I think it's after World War II. But pretty much Phil is like, they're doing something at these bases, everything. And then he has these conspiracy theories about what they're doing on the military bases. I can't remember how we get to over here. I told you I'm going off the top of my head. But Lily thinks that she hears Maddie in her pipes, like hear his voice, and he's singing his song, and she sees like bloody fingers. And so Lily has a little friend at school, and her little friend, you can tell her little friend want to be in the in crowd, and so she's almost like, kind of like, do I be friends with Lily and still keep my friendship with her, or do I kind of like push her to the side for my friends, for the people you want to be friends with? So pretty much Lily meets up with, well, before Maddie disappeared, Maddie had took her to this little hideout that him and Phil and Theo had went to before, because he kind of thought they were best friends, but Phil was like, no, we was just hanging out with him because we felt sorry for him. But Theo kind of felt like, well, we did, kind of did him dirty a little bit. So in that moment, he's having a little personal moment. He's having a little heart to heart with Lily and telling her, well, I don't think you're crazy and stuff like that. He moves in for a kiss. Lily does not, she ain't receptive. And so she feels guilty about that. And I think that's another thing, that when young women, like, we're made to feel guilty if we refuse a man's advances. You just simply say no. But there's just the indoctrination, girl. But I'm still on episode 1. Damn, I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of, oh no, I didn't. So she is up there with him, and she feels sorry about that. They all feel as if they could have been better friends to Maddie. And so they're trying to figure out what happened to Maddie. They go to the library and they look up the old newspapers, and they find out he was last seen at the theater. And they find out who the unidentified girl was, and they know that it's Ronnie, so they go talk to her. And Ronnie, she's like very defensive. She's like, no, get away from around here. Pretty much in her mind, she's like, you white kid. I feel like her underneath that's like, you white kids coming over here to our black neighborhood. Y'all already tried to pin that on my daddy. It wasn't him. Get out of here. And so as they're walking away, we hear Lily talking about, well, we hear the 3 kids talking about, see, and you talking about you heard him in the pipes. Ronnie overhears that, and that piques her interest, because she's like, I've been hearing things in the pipes at the movie theater. And she said, are you sure that that's what you were hearing? And they were like, yeah. And so like all 4 of them realized that, wait a minute, this is not a coincidence. This is some truth to it. So she was like, the song that you are hearing, that you said you heard him singing, that song was being played in the movie that he was caught, watching without paying, or stealing, whatever you want to call it. So she goes, because she has access to the movie theater, she gets them all in there, and she is able to turn the film on, and they're supposed to watch it and see if, what this will tell them. They end up watching it, and lo and behold, they see Maddie in the screen. And they're like, Maddie, come on, come out, come out, come out. And he's like, is that you guys? He's like, is that you, Lily, Phil, Theo? And mind you, Theo's little sister Susie is with them. And I was like, yeah, come on out. And he was like, no, y'all the reason that I'm in here. You left me. You did, like, all of their own feelings, like their guilt, he's saying back to them. And that kind of makes you wonder, is that really how Maddie feels, or is that how they feel in the moment, and it's being projected like onto them? And he's like, it's because of you I'm in here. And he's holding, looks like this little baby. Tell me why something starts to come out of the screen. And so they jump back. It's the fucking little mutant baby that was in the car. And so Phil is like, I told you they were making fucking mutant babies over there on the base, and they start running. This thing is big, and it attacks the kids. It kills all of the kids in there except for Ronnie and Lily. It kills Phil, Theo, and Susie. So it kills them. But what we find out later is that there's no bodies, but it's just a whole bunch of blood. But we did see that Lily had Susie's hand like her severed hand, because when they were under the seats and they were trying to get away from the thing, Susie had grabbed Lily. She was like, "Give me your hand," and the thing came through the aisle and saw it and started biting on it, and so that's what happened. So that all that's left in Lily's hand literally is Susie's hand. And her and Ronnie make it out, and she's like, "What the hell was that?" Because Ronnie sees what's happening from being in the room, like the projector room, because she's the one who puts the film on, and she sees what's happening, and then she can't get out of that room, and she has to break the window, and her and Lily make it out, and they are able to keep whatever it is in there inside the movie theater. And she was like, "What was that?" And she was like, "I don't know." And we pan and see Susie's hand still in what's her name, Lily's hand, and they're screaming, and that's the end of the episode. And amazing episode so far. I absolutely love this show already, because it's already getting in your head a little bit, and I feel like it's one of those shows where I feel like it'll give you a little bit of crumbs so that you'll get it like surface level, but then you realize it's a lot deeper. Like, I feel like on the surface, yes, this show is going to talk about racism and systemic oppression and things like that. But I think it's also going to get even more deeper and insidious in a way, and also show us how these things are like insidious and ingrained, but even more into your psyche. And yeah, season. I'm really excited for the show, and I really don't really watch horror shows like that, because I feel like it just be too gory. Like, it's too much like theatrics and not enough suspense. So I'm really into this one. Like, welcome to Derry. I'm watching it. Let me know if y'all are watching it, and if you have any feedback or any comments that you have on the review, or what you picked up on or what you didn't notice. Just give me down in the comments and let me know.